Zero. So it's coming out next week on Friday, and that's very exciting. But I don't want you guys to get your hopes up in a way. Okay, so I feel like it's gonna have the same fate of like an Animal Crossing or even like a Pokemon. A Pokemon gets rated pretty highly. Trying to think of like maybe like a Mario Party or something like that, where the critics aren't gonna rate it that well, but the players and the fans are gonna love it. So it's not Star Fox as a series isn't like Zelda or Fire Emblem. It's basically so kind of out there that a lot of critics don't really understand it or enjoy it. Really, there's no game like Star Fox. There's these anamorphic and like humanoid animals driving ships across these kind of Earth-like worlds in a way and destroying other ships. There's really no game like it. And a game like Zelda, there's tons of adventure, dungeon, adventuring games like that. And Nintendo does it very, very well. So that's why it gets rated very well. Then obviously Fire Emblem, it's an RPG, and it does it very, very well. So those games get rated very, very highly from the critics because they're basically, I don't want to call them like a basic game, but like they're in a popular, well-known genre. Where this game isn't really in a well-known genre, if that makes sense. There's no humanoid animal space shooters. That's not a genre. That's like Nintendo's own creation. So it's gonna be kind of difficult to look at the ratings and be like, oh, it's a really highly rated game. Because number one, like I said, it's not really a popular genre. It's not even really in a genre of games. So a lot of reviewers won't really understand it or enjoy it as much because it's not what they're used to. Number two, it doesn't have that great of graphics. Even for the Wii U, it doesn't have great graphics. And when you live in a world of PS4 and Xbox One and PCs having these amazing graphics, and then you have Star Fox Zero, which isn't even like that great on the Wii U, it's gonna get pretty bad reviews in that regards too. And based off the features and the game itself, it doesn't branch off that differently. It's not that big of a new experience compared to Star Fox 64 or any of the other Star Fox games. So this doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game. I'm just warning you that I don't think the reviews are going to be that great, and you're going to see that very, very soon because the reviewers who get the game early to review it are going to review the game really, really soon and release it very soon in the next few days. So we're going to see the reviews, and honestly, don't get mad when you see bad reviews because I feel like it's going to be kind of like maybe Splatoon, because that's a game, I think it was rated like an 80 on IGN and like overall around an 80, where to me, it's like a 95. It's a really, really good game in my opinion. It has tons, like millions of fans. The fans adore Splatoon, but it's such an out there game that the ratings and the reviews aren't that good by the critics because they're not used to it. They're used to Call of Duty. They're used to like those type of, not being rude, but like the basic games that like 80% of the games are like nowadays, where it's just like a shooter adventure, where it's not even really adventure, it's just a shooter, like multiplayer shooter. So like again, that's not saying like I'm not saying those games aren't good, I'm just saying they're not really original. And because Call of Duty and all those are such popular, like the shooter genre is so popular and overdone, it's easy to review it and notice the differences when it's a popular genre. But when you go to a game like Splatoon, where it's a shooter, but it's human squids shooting ink instead of killing people, they're spreading ink. So it's a really hard concept to grasp, and that way it's hard for the average reviewer to review it. So I'm not gonna say like it's gonna be a bad game. It's not. I think the Star Fox Zero is gonna be a very, very good game. It's just the reviewers aren't used to games like this, so they're going to review it not as well as it should be because they're used to games like I said. Now it's more open world, and shooters are like the two biggest genres right now. So when they see spaceship, intergalactic, fox destroying game, they're gonna be like, what? And they're gonna automatically assume it's not a good game because it's not in the mold or the cardboard box of games that are now in existence. So I hope that makes sense. I really want to get the game, and I think it's going to be really good. It's just, don't let the reviewers and the critics make you think that the game's going to be bad because they reviewed it mediocrely or not as great as it should be. Because overall, reviewers don't really, they don't exactly make the game good. So even if a game is rated a 95, that 95 might not be the same as your 95, if that makes sense. Like, a 95, let's say a Call of Duty game got a 90 on IGN, and you're someone who hates shooters and hates Call of Duty. It's not going to be a 95 out of 100 for you. It's going to be like a 60. So it really depends, and I think all of the Nintendo fans and all the Star Fox fans are going to enjoy it and love it a lot. It's just going to be the average reviewer who doesn't love it. So when you see the reviews in the next 2 days and you see maybe a 70 or an 80 out of 100 or 4 stars out of 5, maybe even 3.5 or something like that, don't think, oh, I shouldn't buy this game because it's rated poorly. Think of it as like, okay, I'll just think about it and make my own decision about the game. Because I think no matter what, you're going to enjoy this game if you're a fan of Star Fox. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope that made sense. I'm not trying to be negative towards the game. I'm just saying I'm expecting that the reviews aren't going to be that great, but the game itself is going to be good. And the fans are going to love it. And I'm going to love it. I know I will. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. For more Nintendo news, discussions, and all that stuff, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.